You all right, Molly?
Sure I am, Casey. Just dizzy for a second.
These short rations we've been on, you better start taking it easy.
Not me. I eat like a horse. I may get tired of that salt pork and beans menu, but I'll eat my share just the same.
Why don't you knock off rehearsing until after chow?
No, I'm all right now. Besides, I got to march on the rest of you. I wanted to get some practice in, so I'd earlier all by myself.
Just the same. You take it easy, young lady.
If you don't keep him in better shape, you're going to be looking for another job. Hey, Dorothy. I thought you knew better than to treat a man like that.
What you doing, Ben? Hey, am I in time for dinner?
I'd be more surprised if you were ever late. Did you find that next settlement?
Hi, Casey. Yeah, I found it all right.
What about our flowers? When do we pick them up?
Well, now, wait a minute. Just let me tell you something about that township of Hamilton, Dakota Territory. It's one mud-walled soddy. That's what it is. Now, an Irishman named Murphy, he runs it, along with his half-breed wife and a dozen kids. He's got 2-3 barrels of rot-gut whiskey, a couple dozen cases of ammunition he uses to trade with the hunters.
What about food?
Well, if you like buffalo and beaver fat pemmican, he's got some of that. He says he hadn't seen a barrel of flour or any canned goods since he crossed the River Platte 10 years ago.
You know, it's 2 weeks' drive to the next town, Casey. What are we going to do?
Do what we've been doing for the past month. Get along. What have we got?
Yeah, well, salt pork and beans is just about all we got left.
Well, after that buffalo and beaver fat pemmican, it don't sound bad to me.
Come and get it! Hey, there's something wrong with Molly.
When do you guys get Doc Turner down here?
Molly, what happened?
My stomach.
Let's get her to the wagon.
Come on. What'd Molly have to eat?
Same as the rest of us is going to have. Salt, pork, and beans. Now, Casey, don't you go blaming me.
I'm not blaming anybody yet. You folks stay away from this food. Don't touch any of it. Where'd you get this pork?
I opened a fresh barrel this morning.
Where?
Right over there.
Rotten, the whole barrel of it.
It weren't that way this morning when I opened it, Ben. I'd have noticed it.
Well, it probably didn't turn completely until the air hit it.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
How's Molly?
She's awful sick. Doc Turner's with her. Casey, he says she might die.
I tell you, salt pork just don't spoil this way. These barrels smell like they've been tainted with potash.
Well, they probably used them to haul potash in before we got them.
Oh, no, that dealer in Independence, he swore they were new.
You will wait for me in the hills above the spring at Adobe Walls. I will be there in 7 days with them.
How do you know they will follow you, Quannah?
I am known as Michael Smith, not Quannah Parker when I'm with white-eyed men. I've already made sure that they'll do as I wish. They will come, or they will starve.
There's gumbo mud up to our ears, and we're ankle-deep in dust, and no water for 40 miles. To make it worse, you can't buy decent supplies. Our whole meat store is poisoned. You know, Casey, it was nothing but a fool notion in the first place to try to bring a wagon show west of the Mississippi.
Well, now, it seemed to me you backed it pretty hard at the start, didn't you?
Forget it, Tony. It's all my idea.
Well, maybe the idea wouldn't be so bad if there were at least some halfway decent roads to follow. Maybe there are, and we just need somebody who can find them.
Now, Ben Travis, I can't find what there ain't. And you've been driving yourself and the rest of us so hard, we can't help but make mistakes.
Maybe you'd like it better if I spent all my time figuring how to get next to some dance hall girl in the next town we hit, like you do.
Now, Ben Travis, you wait just a minute, because what I do with my spare time is my own business.
No, not when it interferes with the welfare of this show. Oh. Pay me no mind, Tony. I'm just mad at myself for the way things have been going lately. I mean, what are we killing ourselves for? To bring a show out to a bunch of ignorant settlers and gold hunters too stupid to stay back east where they belong.
I'm ashamed to hear you talking like that, Ben Travis. Kind of ashamed I took you in as my partner. Maybe Tony's right. Maybe you ought to start getting the idea off from your mind of trying to prove that you're a better man than the rest of us. Maybe you ought to start thinking about one of those dance hall fancy women. There's some woman that ain't too darn fancy at that either.
You don't have to stop there, Casey. I've got a lot of other faults, too. I'm too hard on other people. I expect too much. I'm pig-headed and stubborn on top of that. Just the same, I know when I'm licked. I'm sorry, Casey. I know what taking the show west meant to you, but it won't work. Can't you see that? We fight for every mile we get. We finally do find a town, the whole crew's too exhausted to even get the tent up. How long can you go on like that?
I don't know. All I know is it's something that I just have to do. They say every man has one dream in his life. Something so big or so darn foolish that even if he is in his right mind, he could never hope to make it come true. You talking about some settlers and the folks out here saying they ought to go back east where they belong? You're wrong, Ben. They won't go. They're going to stay right out here because they've got themselves a dream. They're going to make that dream come true. It's a bigger dream than you and I could ever hope to have because they're dreaming about building a big new country out here. Finest country in the world. And they're going to need something. They're going to need some laughs and some entertainment and some fun in their lives. And that's where you and I are going to come in.
Casey, listen to me. You want to make this circus the biggest thing ever seen.
I sure do.
All right, so do I, but you can't make that happen out here.
Maybe I won't. You know something, Ben? They say a dream is like a woman. It never turns out to be quite what you expected. Circus by itself doesn't matter. It's what it is. But it's what the people think of it. That's what counts. And you talk about this show not growing. It's going to grow. You just bet your bottom dollar it's going to grow. You're wrong about it. Someday we're going to have a tent as big as a mountain. And it's going to be swinging over some of the biggest doggone towns you ever saw. And every one of those towns is going to be west of this Mississippi River. Yes, sir. Oh, son, there just ain't nothing going to keep this great western land of ours not growing. I bet you someday there'll be railroad trains crisscrossing. Yeah. They'll be crisscrossing each other never which way. And we'll have a special... Sure, we won't have to be trooping these wagons across this rough country. We'll have a special train for our circus. Our circus. Think on it, Ben. We'll have a great big whole world of fantasy under a canvas sky with the main poles reaching up and playing peekaboo to the stars. We're going to have the biggest doggone circus in the whole world. You know something? It's going to be yours and mine. Oh, I guess you was right when you talked about foolish notions. They're just two words I never could cotton up to. Two words. Turn back. Just never did understand them.
No, Casey, we're not going to turn back. We'll take this wagon show west. One way or another. Tony. Let him go.
You sure you know what you're doing?
My name, Michael Smith. I'm hunter. I see lights of camp. Never seen wagons, animals like this before.
You mean you never seen a circus before?
And we're going to fix you up with a ticket.
You said you were a hunter. You hunt buffalo?
Yes. Scout, mule skinner, even school teacher. I've been all these things.
Ben, you thinking the same thing I am? Looks like our prayers are being answered.
Well, it don't seem to me this half-breed's the answer to anybody's prayers.
Hey, Smith, we want to talk to you for a minute. Come on. Coffee?
No.
Smith, I'll make this short. We need fresh meat. Lots of it. And we have the money to pay.
You'll pay? How much?
$3 a day per man. Bonus of $1 a kill. They can keep the hides, but they got to dress out their kills.
How many men? How much buffalo?
3 or 4 men. I'd say the meat from 100 buffalo ought to hold us for a month.
Think you can find that many?
1,000 times that many. How much for me?
$5 a day. Starting the day you find the herd. Same bonus for kills.
I will do it.
Good. When can we get started? Now, where are you going to find the other hunters?
There'll be men at Murphy's trading post. I'll meet you there. Sunrise 2 days from now.
2 days. And how long to find the herd and make the hunt?
5 days.
That's a week and all. Just where is this herd?
A few miles west of Adobe Walls.
Well, that's more than 100 miles south of here. You so all-fired certain as a herd that size just sitting waiting to be killed?
They are waiting. I promise you that.
We've got to have the meat. We'll meet you in 2 days.
Oh, I can't wait to get to use this rifle. Get one of those big Shaggy Kings in the sights.
Oh, wait a minute, Casey. It'd be better if you stayed with the circus. Tony and I can take care of the hunt.
No. If you figured on leaving this old boy behind, you got enough thought coming.
Well, what about the show?
This one time I'm going to say to heck with the show. I'm going out there and get me one of those great big bull buffalo.
Tony, is there any decent roads between here and Adobe Walls?
Well, there's a few rugged spots you can make it.
Because you know those buffalo are nearly 100 miles from here. By keeping the show moving to meet us, we could save days in getting that fresh meat. Yeah, but looking after the show is probably the toughest job. Maybe Tony or I better stay with you.
Now, just hold on a doggone minute. You mean to insinuate I can't ramrod this outfit by myself?
Then it's settled. We'll meet you at Adobe Walls in a week. If we're successful, we'll have meat to spare. We can smoke some and pickle the rest in fresh brine.
Sure, Ben. Then you can take what's left, mix it with beaver fat, and make pemmican. This is no fox hunt you're going to, Ben. That half-breed sure ain't no master of the hounds. I grew up in Texas. Boy, I can sure spot a Comanche when I see one.
We have no choice, you know.
Well, why not? We can find and hunt our own buffalo.
Yeah, the same way you find roads we can use. Look, Tony, this isn't Texas.
Well, I never said it was. If you weren't...
All right, this is the way I say it. If you don't like it, you don't have to come along.
Well, boy, it would sure serve you right if I didn't. That nice head of hair you got it sure look good on the top of some Comanche's coup stick.
Look, Tony, this show's not going any further than right here if we don't get fresh meat. That's what's important, not whether you like the looks of Mike Smith or not.
Yeah, you're kind of rough on that boy. You might be right, you know.
Yeah, I know. Just the same as I know we need fresh meat.
You know what I think about you and Tony, don't you? I wouldn't like to see anything come between you.
Yeah.
Ben didn't mean what he said last night. You know, he's a worrying type of fella. Everything piling up in our troubles.
He's got no call to take it out on me, Casey. Tell him I'll be up on the ridge waiting for him.
Yeah. Ben, get the first one for me.
What's the matter with Tony? Change his mind about going along?
No, he's waiting up on the ridge for you.
Don't worry, Casey. Tony will get over being mad. So will I. wish us luck and keep these wheels rolling to meet us, huh?
Cookie, what's the situation on our food supply?
Well, the only thing worse would be nothing at all. We've got 200 pounds of dried beans and enough flour and cornmeal to make hardtack for 5 days.
I'm afraid you're going to have to stretch that to 7 days. Some of the men can shoot some small game along the way. I suppose we can take some fish out of that river up ahead.
It's going to be hard on the people. But worse on those animals. Them cats need fresh meat.
You don't have to tell me how bad it is, or that it's even going to get worse. There's one thing sure. We can't sit here and wait for that buffalo meat to come to us. We're going to take this circus to where it is. Else I'm going to lose my show.
Take it easy now. Don't hit too many bumps.
Do my best, Gretel. Whoa.
How's she, Doc?
She's still a pretty sick girl, Casey. You know that fall may have injured her internally, on top of the food poisoning. Moving her now is the worst possible thing you can do.
I'm afraid we don't have any choice. We stop here. She's not going to be the only one we'll have down.
You've got to understand this. You move her now, I can't be responsible for her life.
Molly. Casey wouldn't let anything happen to you for the world. Hmm?
All right. Let's roll him out. Get him rolling.
They come.
It is morning. They come. Wake up. They come.
Wake up. The day is busted. Time to move out. Come on, Maynard. Wake up. Wake up.
All right. I heard you. Just keep your filthy hands off me.
Now, ain't you the touchy one? Come on, roll out! Roll out! The day's busted!
Day?
Yeah, they got a habit of coming around.
We are ready. These the men that are riding with us?
Carl Maynard at your service, sir.
You look like you'd be more at home with a deck of cards than skinning buffalo.
First, you gotta shoot the buffalo, mister. And I don't know a man who's a better shot than I am.
Good. That's all that matters. Mountain man?
You can tag him, son. You ain't missed yet. My name is Tiber. First handle Terrence. I shot the last fellow who tried to use it. And this is Hark Baker. Don't let that face fool you. He's gentle as a lamb. And,
This is Jeb Randall. He ain't easy to tag. I seen him 9 times in the last 5 years, and each time in a different territory. He gets around as much as I do, but I reckon for a different reason.
Well, I'm glad to know you all. I'm Ben Travis. This is Tony Gentry. Now that we've taken care of that, let's move out.
I got no objections, provided things are set out the way I was told by this breed. 3 Iron Men a day and a bounty of $1 a kill, hard money.
That's right.
Not that I ain't a trusting soul, but do you mind jingling that coin a little just to reassure any doubting Thomases that might be hanging around?
Satisfied?
Well, it helps. I'll be ready to start in 10 minutes.
I'll get my horse.
That's one of the horses.
Nice looking bunch.
At least they won't be bored.
Not unless it's from a buffalo gun.
How far is Adobe Walls?
5 miles that way.
Good, we'll make our permanent camp there. Then at daybreak, we'll head 'em east. Toward the walls, dress them out there.
Funny thing being out on a hunt again. Reminds me of the way it used to be out here. 30 years ago, I made my first rendezvous. Up on the Yellowstone. Talk about buffalo. Man, you think that little bunch we saw this morning was something? You should have seen them then. I had to take a medium-sized herd 3 days to pass any given point. And the dust from their passing would make the sky so dark you'd swear it was midnight. There was a different breed of men out here then, too. Men like Kit Carson, Bridger, Crockett. Not the kind of baby-faced gunslingers who strut big nowadays. Like Tom Jace.
For months now, I felt somebody walking behind me. Every place I went, somebody following me. I knew it was you the minute I seen you. The way you looked at me. If you're so sure I'm Tom Jace, let's get it over with.
Forget it, Tiber.
No, I don't want to forget it. I want to keep it alive. It's all I've got to live for. It wasn't that way 5 years ago. I had a son, Travis. A big, strapping kid who spent most of his time grinning. He was everything I had. But it was enough. I knew the way I felt wasn't good for the boy, so I never pampered him. I give him every dirty job on the ranch. Almost made him think I hated him. But I made a man of him. A real man I was proud of. And one thing I never give him was a gun.
Maybe you didn't have to, Tab. Maybe he found one for himself.
I know better than that. They sent word out to my ranch. When I got to town, he was laid out. A bullet hole in the middle of his face. It smashed him. I couldn't even recognize him. Tom Jace's bullet. The famous Tom Jace calling out and killing a 20-year-old boy. Now that same Tom Jace is going to face a man.
Tom Jace is dead, Tiber. Believe me, he died a long time ago.
You'd like to have me believe that, wouldn't you?
All right, that's enough. Now you listen to me. Right now, there's nothing in this world as important to me as the hunt. The whole circus, the lives of more than 100 people depend on our getting fresh meat. They're counting on me to find it for them. I'm not going to let them down.
No use, Colonel. There's no team in the world to pull these wagons over that grade, and the nearest pass is 10 miles south.
10 miles going and 10 miles coming. That'd be 2 full days.
I reckon I'm not as good a scout as Tony.
Oh, you're all right, O'Brien. Come on, get busy. We're taking this circus over that mountain one way or another.
If we had a steam winch up on top, maybe we could do it.
You got a steam winch, you got a bull elephant to push. Let's cut out some of these teams, line them up 10 of them, 6, 7, 8 minutes it takes to do the job. We're going to take this circus over that hill one wagon at a time.
Now you're talking, Colonel.
You bet I'm talking, O'Brien. Come on, you lazy loafers. Let's get this show on the road. Yeah, I know you cats are hungry. But when we meet the boys, you'll be eating high on the hog.
We're ready to give it a try, Colonel.
Let's get started.
All right, get that elephant in. Okay, Ed.
All right, roll him now. Stock up here. And it's 3 days hard travel to where we're going. All right, men. Got those teams. Let's take the rest of these wagons up this hill. Come on.
Get in behind them. Start them running and keep them running. Don't shoot until you get close to adobe walls. Then single them out and ride them down. Shoot straight.
You heard the man. Let's ride.
We're slowing down. We've come far enough.
Make your kills. Tiber, you seen Smith?
Come to think of it, I ain't seen hide nor hair of him since the chase started.
Hey, Ben, that half-breed's gone! We haven't got time to worry about him. Get after them. Make your kills.
You know me as brother knows his own shining knife. You know I speak truth. Only weak men want to hear lies.
It's always war of which you speak, Quannah Parker.
Because white man gives us no choice. He talks peace. He gives us treaties. He pledges he will not hunt the sacred buffalo. But even now, as we talk, white men drive the herd, slaughtering it. White men know you for a patient and honorable man, shining knife. But he tests your patience, your love of peace.
You can count my young braves for the answer, Quannah Parker.
We are few.
They are many.
They are but 6, only 6.
6 men.
They came to hunt, not to fight. They are not prepared for it. They could not stand even against a handful of braves. I've traveled among all the tribes, Shining Knife. It is the same with all our brothers, the Cheyenne, the Sioux, the Blackfeet. The young men wait for you. Strike now against these 6, and the word will spread to all the tribes like fire running through dry grass. And you will lead a nation so powerful that the white man will tremble at the sound of your name.
We strike tonight.
You see about watering the horses. I'll get some wood for the fire.
Put it back, Maynard.
What was that all about? You going after Maynard and the boy, or do we rest up tonight?
Tony knows what he's doing. We skin out those buffalo now.
Maynard must have wanted that money real bad. But it's the boy you're worried about, not the money. You can always replace money. 5 years I've waited, Jace, but now it ends.
It ended for Jace a long time ago. I told you that, Tyler.
Then why didn't you lose your gun?
I haven't worn that gun in 3 years. I didn't throw it away because I didn't want to forget anything.
How can you possibly forget the men you killed? How many was it, really? There've been so many stories. 12, 20, one for every year of your life. There's only one name you gotta remember now. Jimmy, my son. I checked the cartridges, loaded it myself. Pick it up and strap it on.
Stop it, Tiber. There's no reason good enough to kill a man.
I respected what you had to do, Travis, but the hunt's over now. You got no right to interfere.
Be sure.
Don't worry, Mr. Travis. There won't be any killing.
The only way you can keep me from killing you is to put a bullet in my head, Jace.
Tiber, I won't use that gun again. Tiber, for 8 years, from the time I was 17, I wore that gun. It was 11 men I killed, Tiber. 11. And is that enough for you? Would you like me to recite their names for you? Would you like me to tell you how they died? Or would one be enough for you, Tiber? Let me tell you about Jimmy. Or let me tell you how he died.
Shut up!
No, now you listen to me! I've known 100 boys just like Jimmy. They're kill crazy. Trying to build a reputation any way they can. Especially by bringing down a man with a gun rep like mine. Tiber, I've faced the same situation 100 times. I couldn't kill them all, could I? I couldn't kill every fresh-faced, half-drunk boy who wanted to brag about killing a man with notches on his gun.
You're lying. Jimmy was never like that.
It's the truth, Tiber, and you know it. You've known it for years. Just wanted to keep it hidden from yourself. Jimmy hated your guts, Tiber. All he ever wanted to do was get away from you. Every time he came into town, it was the same thing. Trying to take out on every man he met the hatred he felt for his own father. Well, this night it was my turn. But I didn't want to play the game, Tiber. I laughed in his face. I turned my back on him, walked away. That was a mistake, Tiber. I've still got the .45 slug in my back. If he had shot a little straighter, they would have hung him. As it was, I got my gun out just before I hit the floor and got off one shot.
That's a dirty, stinking lie.
I got to my horse somehow, and I rode out of town. Some immigrant settlers picked me up, carried me along with them. There was a girl with them, Tiber. She nursed me back to life. We fell in love. I swore I'd never put on that gun again. Been married about a year. Expecting our first child. Then another boy came along, Tiber. Just like Jimmy. He called me out. I wouldn't fight. He shot anyway. My wife was between us. She died in my arms. Tom Jace died with her.
All right, come on, get that campfire out. We ran into a whole Comanche war party. Maynard got shot in the shoulder.
Thanks, Tony. Sorry about before.
Oh, go on, Ben. Why, you didn't get after me once in a while, I'd be in real trouble.
Tony, I'm worried.
We're gonna make it, Ben.
That's Casey. He's due here in 2 days with the whole show.
He's gonna run right into that whole pack of Comanche.
wagons come. Strange wagons.
They will bring many men to help those at adobe walls. We cannot wait for tonight to attack Shining Knife. We strike now.
Here they come! Start shooting, gentlemen. There's more than enough to go around.
Your horses go a little faster. That may be our boys in trouble.
They saved you the trouble, Tiber. Don't talk now, boy. Tiber, I'm sorry. About Jimmy, I mean. I didn't want to kill anybody. But I wanted to stop. I couldn't. Why bother, Tiber? You want to give yourself a pleasure of doing the job yourself? No. You were right, boy. It ended for both of us a long time ago.
Ben, here come the wagons. And all for nothing. All those buffaloes we shot are going to be rotten now.
Oh, the rest of that herd's not far from here. 4 of us left and the men from the show. Casey will get his shot at a buffalo yet.
In here. Come on. AC, you want to cook one especially for Molly?
She does.
Well, if what she's been through doesn't kill her, the odds are she'll live to be 100.
Well, for Molly, I'm going to personally barbecue a whole buffalo cave. Hide, hair, horns, hoofs, and all.
Good.
Randall, you're welcome to stay with us until that shoulder heals.
Thanks, but I'll ride on.
Well, it's going to need some looking after.
I'll be riding with him.
You know something, Ben? I reckon you're just about the orneriest, toughest, pig-headedest man I ever did see. But worse than that, you're wrong about as often as you're right.
Anything else?
Well, it's just one thing. If there's a man living who can do a better job than you, then I want to meet him.
Thanks, Tony. I wish I could say the same about you.